How to get your personal brand unstuck in 2026. Let's do this. Let's do this the right way, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Your personal brand is now stuck because your personal brand is not stuck because of the algorithm. No, it's not. It's not the economy. It's not the platform. It's not even your content. Your brand is stuck because you're building a content habit when you should be building a media system. Now, there is a big difference, a very big one. And until you understand the difference, you'll keep posting, you'll keep grinding, and you will keep wondering why the numbers aren't moving and the DMs aren't coming. Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Tony Porter, founder of Podcast for Profits and the Armor Media Group. See, I've built 4 brands: Anthony Porter Official, Podcast for Profits, Coach's Corner Network, and the Block to the Broker. Every single one of them runs on a media-first framework that I built from the ground up using AI-powered systems, not just hustle and hope. I don't say that to flex. I say that because I know exactly where you are right now. See, you're creating content. You're showing up consistently, or at least you're trying to, but nothing is clicking. See, the growth feels slow, man. I mean, like the little engine that could. The contents, the clients aren't coming. And deep down, you're starting to wonder if this whole personal brand thing is even worth it. Here's what I want you to walk away with today: a clear understanding of 3 reasons your brand is stalling and the exact AI-powered media strategy that flips the switch and creates real momentum. See, that's no fluff. There's no filler. You ready? Let's get into this, all right? So the one thing we need to do is we need to talk about the core message, all right? And with this out of that core message, we're going to talk about the 3-point framework, why brand stalls and how to fix it. So let me give you the framework. See, I call this framework the Unstuck brand method, okay? There's 3 reasons your personal brand is stalled. 3 fixes that could actually work in 2026 starting today. When you start to get into this, you need to get into point number 1. You're creating content. You're not building a system. See, that's the mistake that a lot of people are making. See, most people treat content like it's a product. They wake up, they think, what could I post? What should I post today? They put something together, they hit publish and check for likes. And that's not even working. Because see, that's not a strategy. That's a content habit with no engine behind it. Now, here's the problem with habits. See, they require motivation to sustain. And motivation is the most unreliable resource in any business today. You got to think about this. A system doesn't care about your mood. A system runs. So how do you fix that? Well, in 2026, your content should operate like a media company's production pipeline, not a solo creator's journey. That's what we're trying to get you to understand. We're moving into a new direction starting in 2026. It's all about the media. So that means every piece of content you produce needs to answer 3 valuable questions before you even make it. So one of the questions is what problem does this solve for my audience? Another one, what is the one action I want them to take away after consuming this? And then the last one, and this is definitely not least, is how does this content asset feed into the next offer, the next list, or even my community? If you can't answer all 3, you're not building content strategy. You're just creating content. So now we need to talk about something that's very important as well as this. It's called the AI leverage layer. Here's where it gets powerful. AI doesn't help you write faster. That's not the issue. But when you use it correctly, AI becomes what we call an artifact of your content system. See, I use AI to build what I call my content OS. It's a repeatable process. When I input one idea, I get back a 30-day content plan. That's 3 platforms, optimized hooks, short form video scripts. I even get my blog outline. I get my emails drafted. That's not a writing shortcut. That's content leverage. One idea, multiple assets, multiple platforms, 1 hour work that used to take me an entire week. You're cutting things in half. You're not just sitting around sweating bullets anymore. Folk have become so anti-AI, they don't realize you're losing out because guess what? You're losing time, you're losing money, you're losing clients. With AI, that could generate faster outcome, faster processes, faster research. And then when all of that's said and done, you got more time to spend with your wife, your kids, your family, all of that. You take more trips. You can put out a month worth of content. Go on vacation, come back, still have a month worth of content lined out, and keep going. See, that's the shift. So stop creating content like like you are a robot, or should I say like you are stuck, and start engineering a content system. See, with AI as your operating partner, man, that's the shift that you need to start thinking about. Okay. Now let's talk about point number two. Now, before we go any farther, before we get into point number two, subscribe to the podcast. All right. This is Podcast for a Profit. So subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, if you want to get into some of those deeper channel breakdowns or deeper insights on all of this content that we're talking about, jump on over to the Anthony Porter official YouTube page. We get into this, man. We go in depth. We talk a little bit more about it. And then if you really want to get into it, not only do you have the opportunity to grab the client generated podcast blueprint, but we want you to join the blog, the Media Leverage Reports. That way, once you subscribe, you get everything that you need. One place, one time. Guess what? It's free. So enough about that. Let's talk about you're competing for attention instead of building authority. So this is point number two. All right. So point number two, we want you to understand the mistakes that you're making. When you're talking about you're competing for attention instead of building authority, here's something nobody wants to say out loud. Most personal brands content is competing. They're competing for everything. They want to compete for your scrolls. They're competing for the views. They're competing for the follows. All right. And when you're competing, you're always one algorithm change away from becoming invincible. See, authority is different. Authority is what we call when people seek you out. That's authority. Not because you showed up in their feed on their timeline, but because you are the name attached to the solution that they need. When you have authority, you don't just chase the algorithm. The algorithm chases relevancy, and you might be that person that is super relevant with that voice. Now, the real problem that we need to talk about is most brands stall because they're producing content for volume instead of content for positioning. Now, think about what we talked about a second ago. We talked about being relevant. So being relevant means you need to position yourself as the authority figure. Now, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, the volume was what it was, because I can remember listening to Eric Thomas, ET, and he would come out and say, hey, I was up at 3 o'clock every morning posting videos, motivational videos to help you get through your day. That's how he became known. Now you want to position yourself. See, volume says I need to post every day. Positioning says I need to be the only voice saying this thing right here. And that's what we're talking about. When we're talking about switching from one particular brand to all four under one umbrella over here at the Armand Media Group, which is probably the next, not even probably, it is the next big wave for media content. We're talking about helping you understand taking back your platform. All right. Because right now, most of us is on rented ground. We're renting the algorithm. So you got to think like this. There's an ocean of content out there. If your content sounds like everyone else's, you're just adding to the noise. You don't want to sound like, look like, act like, talk like. You don't want to do none of that. You want to be the only person with that particular status. So how's the fix coming along? Well, let's talk about it. Pick a lane so specific, it almost feels uncomfortable. Here's why this works for me, because I help everyday people create content using their expertise and turn that into a media platform business for them. All right. Not I help entrepreneurs, not I teach marketing. See, I'm not a content creator. I'm a media architect. All right. Who helps coaches, creators, and personal brand builders build AI-powered media systems to generate clients and income without spending more hours creating content. That sentence alone, that does something. It filters, it positions, and it creates a category. See, your job in 2026, it's not to reach more people. It's to become undeniable to the people that are right for you. See, AI leverage layers that come along with this process, man, it's so simple, it's scary. AI can help you find your category. Ask it, what is a specific positioning statement for someone who does X for Y, which is your audience, and solves Z's problem in a way no one else is talking about. Then test 5 variations of that. Post them. Watch which one gets response the most and say, this is exactly what I needed. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. I did that. I became that person. I asked Claude. I asked ChatGPT. I asked Gemini. I took each platform, asked it to make that same positioning statement that we just talked about, and I posted it. Each answer 3 different times. So it's 7 in the morning, I use Claude's. 12, I use ChatGPT's. 7 in the evening, I use Gemini's. For 7 straight days, I wanted to answer. And I took it upon myself to dig deep with that. For each brand, see, authority isn't built through the volume. And I need you to understand that specifically. It's built through, being super, super specific. It's built through consistency and having a unique point of view that your audience can't get anywhere else. AI helps you find it faster, but you have to own it. See, that's where a lot of people dealing with AI just don't want to let go. They don't know how to own the position. They think that AI is going to somehow or another take over the world. And right now, we're living in a time where AI needs you like you need AI. All right. So, and now point number 3, stop. You're running on motivation. Your brand needs leverage. So we got to fix that mistake. And by fixing that mistake, see, here's what a lot of people don't understand. Motivation is emotional. It spikes when things are going well. It crashes when they're not. See, now most personal brands operate on motivational cycles. They go hard for 3 weeks, burn out, fall back, disappear for 2, and then restart the cycle. See, the audience never knows what to expect from them. Like, it's so inconsistent that it kills trust faster than the brand content. And you don't want that. You want to be so consistent that people understand exactly what it is that you are solving for them. And then when you start solving it for them, they want to make sure that they know exactly who to go to. But guess what? There's a bigger issue. See, every time you go dark, your audience resets. The warm lead was nurturing, it goes cold again. The momentum that you start building, it disappears. You're basically starting from scratch every single time you go dark. And here's the thing nobody's telling you. In 2026, the brands with the leverage don't have that problem, because the leverage means the brand can function without you at 100% every single day. So how do you fix that? You build a media stack, and then you leverage that stack. See, leverage is your brand. Leverage is your brand comes from 3 things, 3 sources. Number 1, own your content asset. So your podcast episodes, your long form YouTube videos, your blog posts, these are evergreen. They work for you whether you record them today or 2 years ago. All right. Podcast episode I dropped in 2023, it still generates leads for me. That's the leverage. Number 2, your system, you need to repurpose your system. You need to have a repurposing system, One long form asset should generate a minimum of 5 short form pieces of content. That means 1 podcast episode equals 5 reels, 3 LinkedIn posts, and 2 emails. And by the way, an Instagram carousel. That's 12 pieces of content from 1 recording session. That works for me every single time. Can you imagine? I take this episode, drop it back in. And when I drop it back in, it spits out 7 Instagram posts, 7 Facebook posts, 7 LinkedIn posts, 7 tweets, 7 TikTok. It generates threads. And I haven't even gotten to when I get finished recording the episode that inside where I'm recording that, it generates short form videos that I can use for shorts, reels, and TikToks. So I got 35 pieces right there. And then I can add to this. Man, you're winning. All right. Now, third piece that we need to talk about is the automation infrastructure. Your email sequence, your ManyChat DM flows, your lead magnet delivery. All of these should run without you. So you got to be able to set that up. And when I say they should run without you, the moment someone sends me Blueprint 2026 on Instagram, they get the response in under 60 seconds. If you're not sitting there watching, it makes you not sit there and watch the DMs. That's the automation doing the work. Now, AI is the connective tissue between all three. And this is where this leverage comes into play. See, AI helps you repurpose at scale. AI helps you script your email sequences. AI even helps you build your ManyChat flows. AI helps you write the lead magnet that's inside the flow. This isn't the future. This is right now. The brands winning from 2025 to 2026 are not the ones posting the most. They are the ones who have built the smartest systems. When you have leverage, you stop trading time for reach. You start building a brand that works. Even when you're at your son's baseball game, you're coaching on the sideline, your daughter's dance recital, a meeting, or simply taking a day off. If I don't know about you, but that's the goal. No more content, just more leverage. I love it when a plan comes together that way, because when that plan comes together, I feel so much better. So let's do this. So let's put it all together. 3 reasons why your personal brand has stalled all the way out. 1, you've created content without a system behind it. So every piece is a one-time effort instead of a permanent asset. 2, you're competing for attention instead of building authority in a specific lane. So you're loud but not clear. And number 3, you're running on motivation instead of leverage. So your brand grows and shrinks based on your energy levels instead of your system. Now here's the reframe, and I need you to sit with this one. In 2026, the brands that grow the fastest are not creating more content. They're building AI-powered media systems that turn one idea into a multiple asset, multiple platform, multiple income opportunities. The goal is no longer to work harder on content. The goal is to create leverage through media and AI. So stop operating like you're a content creator these days. Them days is over. You need to start thinking like you're a media company. And when I talk about a media company, I'm talking about something like a Paramount. I'm talking something like a HBO Max. I'm talking something like Netflix. You have to think like the media companies do. Tubi, all of these companies, okay? That's not just a mindset shift. It's a business model shift. A content creator asks, what should I post today? A media company asks, how does today's content serve this week's leads, this month's launch, and this quarter's revenue? One is reactive, one is strategic. See, I build podcasts for profits on the second question. Every episode, every email, every reel connects to a system. There's a funnel behind the content. There's an offer at the end of that particular funnel. And there is automation that moves people through it without babysitting every step. That's what's available to you, not someday, right now. The difference between the brand that feels stalled and the brand that has momentum isn't talent. It's not followers. It's not every content quality. It's systems. And the good news is you don't need to build them alone. You just need to build them from scratch. You need a blueprint. You need to stop winging it and start running a media operation. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to help you do that. Not only are we going to give you the podcast content generating blueprint, but we're going to also give you the block to the boardroom. Because this episode right here, if it hit home and you heard something that you like with inside of those 3 problems, I want to give you that. I want you to understand that we're giving you the tools to help you not only build a podcast, but show you how I went from the block to the boardroom. All right. We're going to give that to you. And by giving you to that, it's for coaches, it's for consultants, it's for service providers. Matter of fact, it's for anybody who's trying to build a media system in 2026. They're trying to get clients. They want to work it out. Guess what? This is free. All right. So on YouTube, we're going to give you the direct link. Down below, we're going to give you the direct link just as well. So I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all, man. I know it was a lot today, but it was fun. It was fun. I want you to get your brand, your personal brand unstuck. If you're done with that content treadmill and you're ready to build them systems that work, this is where you start. All right. The link will be in the description below. I want you to become smarter when it comes to this. All right. So guess what? I'm going to see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.